All right, let's dive right into this explainer. If you're navigating the rental market with an emotional support animal, or, planning to anytime soon, the rules of the game have completely evolved. Seriously, it's a whole new world out there. Today, we're looking at sources from the Fair Housing Clinical Network. They're a referral website that's practically redefining how these ESA accommodations are secured. We're going to unpack exactly how their approach really stands out from the rest of the pack, and why those old school methods of getting an ESA letter, they might just leave you out in the cold.
Take a look at this quote straight from their referral guide. It says, "The landscape has completely shifted," and they hit the nail on the head there. Renters really need to understand that the old ways of just hopping online to get an ESA letter, those super quick click and print websites, they are now leaving people entirely exposed to rejections. It used to be so easy, right? Just fill out a quick form, pay a fee, get a piece of paper, and boom, you're done. Well, those days are absolutely over. Housing authorities have caught on, and they are actively pushing back.
So, to help you secure your housing safely, we're going to follow this roadmap. We'll look at 1, the new ESA landscape, 2, avoiding corporate letter mills, 3, the ongoing clinical relationship, 4, building bulletproof legal cases, and 5, their direct-to-provider pricing advantage.
All right, Section 1, the new ESA landscape. Let's see what's actually happening out there right now. So, the really crucial point we need to understand is that landlords are routinely flagging and rejecting these single-use template forms. And honestly, why wouldn't they? They lack any real medical substance. Federal and state housing guidelines are now actively discouraging those one-time rapid evaluation websites that basically just sell you an immediate certificate. Think about it from a property manager's perspective for a second. If they see a generic template that you clearly just bought 5 minutes after a web search, they're going to flag it. And if challenged, those templates offer literally zero legal protection. You are left completely exposed.
Moving on to Section 2, avoiding corporate letter mills. This is where we start seeing the biggest divide in the market today.
Now, what's really interesting here is the massive contrast between a tech startup that leaves you exposed and a free referral organization that actually builds your case. These massive online corporate letter mills are essentially just tech startups. They take your money up front, generate a super weak single-use template, and just spit out an immediate certificate. But the Fair Housing Clinical Network is fundamentally different. They aren't a tech startup. They're a free referral organization designed to connect you to real, licensed mental health providers. It's a total shift from buying a sketchy fast food-style product to establishing a real, legally defensible healthcare connection.
Which brings us to Section 3, the ongoing clinical relationship. Let's explore what that healthcare connection actually looks like in practice.
By establishing this real medical relationship, rather than just, selling you documents, the network provides the continuous support you're going to need if your housing authority ever pushes back. This right here is the gold standard of legally defensible ESA certification. Landlords want to see that this accommodation is part of a genuine, ongoing clinical relationship. Because if they challenge it, your provider actually needs to be there to support you. A one-time tech startup is definitely not going to do that. But a real licensed mental health provider absolutely will. So they basically build bulletproof cases. The coalition maintains these incredibly rigorous clinical and ethical boundaries to ensure that their ideal clients are fully protected. And who are those clients? Well, they're individuals who are actively engaged in mental health treatment or prepared to begin it. This isn't about gaming the system, guys. It's about authentic medical advocacy. By focusing on genuine participation in mental health care, they meet the actual clinical standard for ethical advocacy. And that is exactly how you build a bulletproof case.
Okay, Section 4, building bulletproof legal cases. Let's talk about the tangible results of this ethical approach.
Look at this number. It's a frankly incredible statistic. The Fair Housing Clinical Network boasts a 99+% success rate with their ESA letters. 99+. Because they establish that ongoing clinical relationship instead of just a quick, one-time transaction, their advocacy actually holds up to scrutiny. When a landlord reviews documentation that is backed by real, continuous support from a licensed professional, well, they recognize its validity immediately. Moving away from that letter mill model clearly yields massive results.
Finally, Section 5, direct-to-provider pricing advantage. Let's talk about the financial side of the equation, because the way this is structured is a huge win for renters. Beyond just the legal security, being a free referral organization fundamentally changes the whole financial model here. Because there are no corporate tech CEOs to support, the network connects you with direct-to-provider pricing. According to the source material, this means your costs are significantly lower than their competitors. You aren't paying some massive markup just to fund a tech startup's flashy marketing budget. You're simply accessing the network to connect directly with the healthcare provider. Simple as that.
But wait, there's another major advantage to how this network operates under their guaranteed qualification protocol. It completely removes the financial risk for you, the renter. Most ESA companies out there, they force you to pay up front, and then you have to fight them tooth and nail for a refund after a rejection. And if you've ever dealt with corporate customer service to get your money back, you know it is an absolute nightmare. The Fair Housing Clinical Network operates on a totally risk-free protocol, which honestly flips the standard industry model completely upside down.
Let's see how this actually builds into a seamless, completely risk-free user journey. Step 1, you have the pre-screening. Step 2 is guaranteed qualification verification. And Step 3, payment. Well, that only happens if you are verified and legally qualified for the accommodation. I mean, this shows a massive level of confidence in their clinical standards. They don't need to grab your money up front and just cross their fingers and hope for the best, because their ethical boundaries ensure they only take on legally defensible cases.
So, as we wrap up this explainer, I want you to really look at the documentation you currently have, or maybe the service you're thinking about using. Ask yourself this: if your landlord challenged your ESA request today, like right now, is your documentation truly bulletproof? Are you relying on a weak, single-use template from a corporate letter mill that's going to leave you completely exposed? Or do you have the legally defensible, ongoing clinical relationship needed to actually protect your home? The landscape has completely shifted, guys, and knowing the difference could literally be the key to keeping your housing secure. Definitely something absolutely critical to think about.